Hello. Hi everyone. Hello, how's it going? Welcome in. How's it going, everyone? Hello. I feel like it's been a bit. Welcome. Okay, let me say hi to everyone. Can you hear me okay? I can turn it up a bit more. Hello Sari. Hi Mal. Hi Star Lover. Hi Nasane. It's been a while, guys. How you doing? How's it going? Hello. Seems good? Okay, good. Soft Kimmy. Yes, soft-spoken Kimmy. As I tell the story about how I almost got scammed. Today is story time, and so I'm telling this story. It's been a while since I was here. Yeah, welcome back, Star Lover. It's so nice to see you. But yeah, today for story times, what do you mean you two? What do you mean you two? Did you almost get scammed, Sari? Today for story time, I'm starting with a non-fiction story. Before I go on to fiction stories. Well, not almost says you got scammed, Sari. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that. I am kind of interested in the story though. Okay. Hi North German, welcome in, welcome. Today I'm telling the story of how I almost got scammed. Okay. But hear me out here. I know someone who got scammed out of $100,000, and they're still giving that person money. They're still giving that person money. They've been told by so many people that it's a scam, but they're like, no, it's my true love. Sorry, stream, nice. Thank you so much for the resub, North German. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Posted on Twitter. It wasn't yesterday. I'm kind of curious. I'll have to check that out later. If you could link it to me later. Thank you. Okay. Alright. It's one of those online dating things. It's somewhat. Not me. This is someone else's story, okay? I don't do online dating, okay? This was someone else. But I'm not gonna talk about them, because that's their own business. Russian pride scams. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's their story. Okay, I'm gonna start my story though, because this is about me. This is my stream. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I knew it. Okay, so a few days ago, I got an email saying that somebody saw my LinkedIn profile. It was from a AAA studio, and they were like, I saw your LinkedIn profile, and I wanted to offer you this job. Talk to so-and-so person for an interview, right? And so, first thought I had was, this is a scam. I feel like I talked about this on stream last time I streamed, but I was like, this is a scam. That was my first thought. I should have listened to my first thought. But I did a lot of research, and I even went so far as to I researched the company, and I went on the company LinkedIn, and I was like, oh my god, okay, so this person is actually listed on the LinkedIn, and they are hiring and whatnot. So I was like, okay, what the hell, I'll go for the interview, at least to go practice my interview skills, and I'll see when the scam comes up, right? So then I go in for the interview, and it's very specific for this game company. He was very specific with things. It was a casting couch. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, Sari, don't worry. So I get talking. Yeah, don't worry. I'll get to it. I'll get to the scam. and I will educate you all. Because it was kind of clever, but, not clever enough. Maybe, okay. So, I go in for the interview. I'm like, I'll see what the scam is like, right? Because I was kind of curious. And, so then they start talking, and they explain about the job, and they're like, it's 3 weeks of training, which will be part-time, and then they were talking like, you're gonna train under this person, and this person will be your manager, and they all worked for the company. So I was like, okay, this actually seems legit. And then they were like, they got into compensation, and then like what I would do, and I was like, oh my god, this seems so easy for my skill set, and I'm gonna get so much money, I'm gonna have a nice life. I'm gonna have an easy life, I'm gonna actually live the Ojo-sama lifestyle, right? I was so excited. I was, and I think it was because I got excited that I got a little blinded, and I was like, okay, yeah, sounds good, let's do this job. Like, they even had an NDA and all that, and I was like, okay, this actually seems legit, and they're actually giving me this job, this is crazy. So then, they send me a check. This is where it starts. They send me a check for an at-home office setup, right? Which is, pretty standard for remote jobs. They sent you a check. Yes. Which is pretty standard for remote jobs. It's not uncommon for, like, a job to pay you upfront for at-home setup. Which is fine. And I was like, whatever. I called the bank that the check was from, right? I called the bank. And I was like, hey, can you verify this check for me, right? And, because, I tried covering myself, and I called them, and they were like, we can't verify over the phone. And then they were like, can you come into our office? Or one of our locations, so then we can verify it. And I'm like, no, I can't. I literally live in a different state. I was like, I can't do this. You need to verify it over the phone. And she was like, I can't do that. If you want to verify it, then why don't you try depositing it and see if it goes through? And I was like, lady, that was the worst advice I've ever heard in my life, but whatever. So I deposited the check, I was still like, okay, this is probably legit. And I was like, okay, whatever. If it bounces, that's like, it's not too much money, right? I think like a bounce fee is like $20. So whatever. And so then I deposit it. It clears. So it's fine, right? And then a day passes. It's the next day. It's actually yesterday. And so then he contacts me again, right away at like 8 a.m. And he's like, okay, you need to order this at-home supply from our specific vendor, because we download specialty software on the laptop that you need. Here we go. And I'm like, that sounds suspicious, but okay, send me a link to the vendor. I'll check it out, right? Yeah, this is where the Monka S comes in. I was like, okay, I'll check out the vendor, send me the link. And they were like, do you have this Cash app? It's a Cash app called Zelle. Zelle, right? Zelle. And, okay, so with Zelle, what you need to sign up for it, it's a legit app. It's used for transferring money between big banks, right? Kind of like wire transferring, right? And so, what you need for Zelle is you need a phone number, you need a bank name, and you need a routing number that you can only get by verifying through the bank. So, I couldn't get the app. My bank isn't supported by it, so I wasn't able to get it. One of the shadiest legit apps I've ever seen, yes. So, I couldn't get the app. It wasn't supported, and at that point, I was like close to tapping out, because I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But I will get into why I felt that later. But anyways, So then after I was like, I can't get this app, he was like, okay, go to like Walmart near you. Go to Walmart near you and go buy Apple gift cards to get this. And this is like, you know, a lot of money of Apple gift cards to send over to his vendor. And immediately after he sent that, I went offline. I turned off notifications and whatnot. And I immediately went to my bank because I'm like, this is a scam. This is a legitimate scam. Like, I was talking with Mal the whole time, right? And I'm like, this is a scam. And I go to the bank and I'm like, you guys need to cancel this check for me. And then I explained the whole situation to them. They like wrote it down. They like were really understanding of the situation. And they were like, I'm glad that you got that right away before you lost any money. So yeah, okay. So I'll explain how the scam works. So the scam works with Zelle app, right? I told you before. What you need to register is your phone number, your bank name, and the routing number to the bank that you get from verifying at the bank. So the scam of Zelle is that so what happens is you try and make an account, it errors, then they ask you for your routing number to help you make the account. Then they drain your bank of all of your money and then close their bank account that they drained it into and take all that money. I'm guessing because that didn't work for me. That's when he asked for the gift card, so he could at least get that money from me. That check he sent me, he probably canceled it as soon as he sent it, which means I actually had none of that money. Yeah. So after that happened, after I got back from the bank, right? After I got back from the bank, I immediately took screenshots of our whole conversation because it was from a chat app. And on this specific chat app, chats can be deleted from either side, right? And so I immediately took pictures of everything in case he tried to wipe the records before I responded to him. I had 2 missed calls. I ignored them. I never answered the calls. And then I sent back, after I had finished taking screenshots, I sent back, I don't understand why you're trying to get me to buy gift cards. No legitimate business would do this. I confronted him, right? I mean, at this point, I was pissed. I was like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you scam poor people? Make them wish for a good future, only to steal their money. I was so pissed. But yeah, so I messaged him, and so he was like, oh, so you just go online, or you go offline with our funds without asking for clarification? And I was like, I went to the bank to cancel the check. And he said, okay, brilliant. And so then I responded, if you're legitimate, you'll send me the equipment yourself. And he never responded. So then after I got home yesterday, I went on the FTC website, and I told them the whole story. So yeah. Also, I think you can do it actually. So for this game studio. Yeah, so I almost got scammed. I almost got a new job too. A new job would have been really, really nice, but I didn't. Oh well, it was a scam, but at least I didn't lose my money. So for this game studio, I almost feel like maybe they're not a legit studio, because there were so many names, right, that were correct, and like everything seems so legit from the company. I'm starting to think the whole company is a scam, and I have this theory that the company is scamming people out of money to fund their game. But I also feel like maybe next time they shouldn't try scamming a gamer. I've played more than enough Danganronpa to tell when something is suspicious. I've played enough Among Us to know when something is sus. They're just Dumbasses. But yeah, that's not unheard of. Yeah, it was a very elaborate scam. Cell has no fraud protection and isn't federally insured. Yeah, so don't use that app. Honestly, if someone asks you to use it, just try and get PayPal. Get PayPal, because at least with PayPal you can refute that. Kimmy is pro at Game of Life. I try so hard. Yeah, always hoping for the best when you're looking for a job. And so much can go wrong. Yeah, there's so many job scams out there. I was just surprised because usually the scams show up right away, you know? But it makes sense, like, looking back, it all makes sense because, like, he was so rushing. Like, if I was away for 5 minutes, he was like, "Are you still here?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm busy, shut up." But it makes sense because he was like just trying to rush me, and I'm guessing the reason he was trying to rush was so that I didn't realize that something was up. I was building a gaming controller scam, thousands of people out of money for their kicks. Oh my god. Kickstarter, I feel like, is so many scams on there. So many scams. Vertex, thank you so much for joining. Yes. I'm happy you managed to avoid the scam. Me too, thank you. I'm really happy that I didn't fall for that. I reordered the controller, he refused to give me my money back. Oh my god. Oh, Emperor T, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Come in. I'm so glad to see you here. Yeah, it would have cost more money to sue them. Yeah, that's the thing with fraud and being scammed. Usually, like, you can't make a case out of it. Like, even though I was scammed, like, so obviously scammed, I highly doubt they can even reach this person, you know? And it makes me sad, so I just hope that... Glad to be here, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I just hope that nobody else can fall for that. But what really sucks is at this point, by the time I realized that it was a scam, I had turned in my 2 weeks notice at my job already, right? Of course, after I realized it was a scam, I'm like, ignore that. I'm not quitting. Please don't let me leave. I need a job. But what's really unfortunate is, like, my boss wasn't there, right? My boss wasn't there, but my manager was there. So I talked to my manager, and she's so sweet. You jumped the gun. I did, but I was really excited. And it was also because, like I mentioned before, I was being pressured for time. Because he was like, okay, training has to start in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I don't have enough time for training and for my full-time jobs. I need to quit now. Which, you know, I shouldn't have done. I should have waited for the scam. Because, you know, the whole time, I even posted on Twitter, I was like, this doesn't feel real. And I didn't mean that in, like, I don't know, this is a good job. I meant, like, it felt like too good of a deal. Or too good of a job, right? It felt too convenient. I was like, I don't know. Like, the whole time, like, my parents called me and they congratulated me, and I was like, I'm just waiting for the catch. That's all I'm waiting for. Just wait to ensure you get the job before putting in your 2 weeks notice. Yeah, I thought I had it by then. That's the thing, I had it by then. I did. But I didn't know it was a scam until, like, the whole check thing, you know? Like, it was after the NDA that I was like, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks, you know? So, yeah. But my manager was, like, totally understanding, and she was so supportive, and she was like, no, I understand. And then she took the notice that I wrote, and she threw it away. She was like, this never happened. Glad you picked up on it before he milked you dry. Yeah, I agree. I'm also guessing, like, the 2 weeks notice thing was to make it so that you were invested in this, like, quote unquote job, so that you had to, like, invest into it and, like, ignore the warning signs. It was like to pressure you to put in this 2 weeks notice, which, I mean, I'm a fool for not figuring it out sooner, but I'm glad I figured it out before it was too late, you know? But what really sucks is that my manager, bless her, but she texted the boss. She texted the boss about this, and then she texted back the boss, like, never mind, Kimmy's not actually quitting, it's okay. And oh my god, boss. She texted back, well, it looks like Kimmy wants to quit because she handed in a 2 weeks notice, so you might as well keep it because I might need it. And I was like, oh my god, that's so passive aggressive. And so then she texted again. She was like, I'll talk to Kimmy when I get in on Monday. Yeah, not only that, but for most people who have jobs, they put in that 2-week notice, and when the scam goes into full effect, you don't have anything to fall back on anymore. I know, and I feel like that's the worst. What kind of job are we talking? Okay, my current job is a graphic designer, right? And the job offer I had was for a graphic designer at a game studio. That's exactly it. And I hate that. I hate scammers. It's just, I hate people who exploit the poor. It's horrible. I mean, I don't care if you scam rich people. They have money to spare. But I hate people who exploit the poor. I hate it so much. But yeah, so I'm really not looking forward to Monday when my boss gets back. And then she calls me in to talk with her in her office. And she's so petty too. But you know what? I have dirt against her. I don't know how far it will get, but I knew that she stole from the company. I do. I'm not really the most talkative at work, but I listen to all the gossip. Yo, okay. Do you guys want to hear the story about how my boss stole from work now? Yes. Yeah, rich people tend to have people hired to handle it. I know. It makes me mad. Okay, trip tickets. Yes. So, at my work, we have trip tickets, right? Trip tickets to, that we give them out as incentives to the sales team for doing a good job. Like, if they get a lot of sales, then they'll get some trip tickets to take their family out for a short weekend trip, right? So, this year, my boss took them. She took them. She said, okay, this goes further. My boss is actually, the big boss's daughter. So, nepotism, but anyways, she's the boss's daughter. So it goes like the big boss, her father, and then her, and then, all the managers. That's how the hierarchy at work works. So yeah, she's my direct boss, so that's why I call her my boss. But anyways, so she took the tickets that were incentives to the sales team, and she said, because she owns a share of the business, it's her right to take the tickets and do whatever she wants with them. Even though they're meant for, like, the employees that can't afford this, unlike her, who can afford it, who can afford to take these trips, considering she goes on vacation every single month. But yeah, she took the tickets. She took 6 tickets. She took 4 tickets before that too, so 10 tickets overall this year that she has taken. Yeah, she took 6 tickets this time. It'd be real nice if I could complain to the HR manager about this, but she took the HR manager, so the HR manager is totally on her side about it. So yeah, that's really great. And like, she wonders why everyone wants to leave. Maybe it's because she's taking away all the incentives there are to work there. Stealing supplies and stuff from the company, but that's just, wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm not part of the sales team. I'm just a graphic designer. I probably get paid the least of anyone in the company. And I don't get any incentives like that, but I feel really bad for the sales team because they don't deserve that. She definitely doesn't deserve to, you know, take those tickets. She doesn't do any work. She doesn't. Actually, she doesn't. Isn't it a crime to steal incentives from employees? I have no idea, but if it is a crime, I'm ratting her. Does the sales team know what happened to the tickets? Yes. Yes, actually, the day the power went out at work, I don't know what happened. It just went out for like an hour. But I was, you know, I had nothing else to do, so I was listening to gossip. Was it recent? Yes. So the reason why she wasn't in the office yesterday or today was because she was on the trip. Yeah. She was on that trip with the tickets. The sales team, no. Yeah, but yeah, what I was listening to gossip from the sales team and they were complaining about it. Chances are that higher-ups won't care, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think, like, everyone is just so used to her getting her way, especially, like, since she's the boss's daughter, so she can basically do whatever she wants, and the boss doesn't care. That, like, she just gets away with all this. But yeah, it really sucks. So yeah, if she gives me crap for, like, putting in my 2 weeks notice, I'm gonna shove that in her face. And I don't care if it gets me in trouble, because I'm probably already in trouble for putting in my 2 weeks notice and then saying no. So yeah. Oh well. I already have a lot of people on my side though. There were like 3 people that came up and was like, if she fires you over this, I'm quitting. So yeah, that's great. Anyways, I should probably get around to, like, okay, the main part of this stream was I'm gonna read out some of my old stories that I wrote. Thankfully, they're fictional. They're fictional, unlike this non-fiction stuff I've been saying, which has been, like, the drama of my life. Yeah, okay, 1 second. I desperately need water. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Alright. I should go find the story. But yeah, I hope you are all doing okay. Reminder with scams though, never bank on a cash check. Or, never bank on a cleared check. Because chances are that it's not cleared and it's just a scam. So that's what I want you all to remember. That's the homework. Gotta look out for scams because there's a lot of bad people in the world. A lot of bad people trying to exploit others, but okay. Ending your power for confrontation with boss on Monday. Thank you. Hopefully I'm like how I feel today. Today, I feel fearless. You know, I overcame a scam and the power being out for an hour today. Some banks pre-clear checks as a courtesy. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so today I felt rather fearless, so I hope I feel like that on Monday, so that I can confront the boss and tell her what's what. Okay. Over here, but I'm also looking for a job with stocks, so yeah, me too. The job hunt is so difficult, but hang in there. You'll get something eventually. For sure. Okay. And sorry if my keyboard is loud. This one is okay. Writing. I actually kind of like this one. Okay, so I had a part 1 of this that I did a while ago. So this is my part 2 of Storytime, where I'm reading some of my old stories, and I put together a list. And I mentioned before a story that was like 31 pages, 11-point font, and not double spaced. And I'm not reading that one because it's boring. I haven't even read it on my own because like I've looked through all these stories, like making sure like it's okay to actually put this on stream, right? And that one I didn't even bother reading. I'm like, that's too long. That's too long. Looking for a job here too. I really hope I can find one soon. Me too. I hope you can find one soon too, Star Lover. And I get what you mean. Oh my god, you too, Zero. Sending jobs all of our ways. Oh my god. Job hunting is so hard. But I get what you mean. Hopefully we'll all get something good soon. Okay. Alright. Alright, I guess I'll start with my story. This one is called Anchor. Without my anchor, I would drift away. I knew that for sure. I was broken. He was what was keeping me assured. Without my anchor, I knew I would drift off to open sea, destined to fade away. But he didn't feel the same way. He was too kind, and helped me without knowing how broken I really was. He didn't realize that I would cling to him after that I would mess with his reputation, mess up any chances he would have with another girl. He hated me, I knew that for sure. All he wanted to do was get rid of me, but I wouldn't let go. I couldn't. Once I had a taste of his kindness, I couldn't stop. I was being unfair to him, I knew that for sure. But I loved him, and I knew that he loved me once too. All I wanted was for him to love me again, to have that comforting, yet embarrassing spark between us again. Even when he insisted we stay apart, I insisted that we stay close. I couldn't be apart from him. I needed him. Without my anchor, I would be forced to face my problems again. I would have to stare into my cracks again. I didn't want to go back to that life, so I clung on. Soon we grew up. He moved away without a word to me. I tried to find him, tried to follow him. No one would speak to me anymore. I was no longer broken. I was crumbled. When I was floating in the open sea before, I was okay with it. I was used to it. When I found my anchor, I finally felt peace. And when my anchor left me, I regretted having him in the first place. Maybe if I had patched up my hole sooner, my anchor wouldn't have left a hole so big that I started sinking. I was drowning, but then I found my life preserver. I knew it was foolish. I knew the same thing would happen again, but without my life preserver, I would drown. I knew that for sure. And that's the end. I don't know with that story. I've never experienced anything like that before, but I thought it would be fun to write. Yeah. Okay. I like wrote a whole list of stuff to read. Okay, let me check the next one. Don't drunk me. I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Okay. Let's see, where's the next one? Oh god, this one is a cliffhanger. Oh, this one is a cliffhanger and it's not that long. But I really liked how I wrote it. So, okay, it's actual good writing. So, it's good writing, but cliffhanger. Murder. Suicide? So yeah, content warning. I wrote some dark stuff when I was younger. But if you guys have said something slightly sad, yo, Star Lover, I get you. When I was younger, I was like, I'm not fazed by anything sad. But then now that I'm older, I'm like, oh my god, no, that's so sad. And it's literally like somebody like, I don't know, somebody having a bad day in an anime or something, and I'm like, this is the saddest thing ever. The trip tickets offered by the company, yes. Then she stole from the company, which is most definitely against the law. Okay, I'll see if I can report her. Thank you, Siri. Thank you. Okay. Alright. And okay, so a little backstory. This story I'm about to read, it's called Choking. And it was meant to be a detective story because, okay, fun fact, I love mystery. I love mystery so much. I've attempted to write so many mystery stories, but I never got very far in any of them. And this one, I don't know. This one's not far at all. I've barely got anywhere. Like, this is like part way through the prologue. But this was one of the times I attempted a detective story. And a mystery, right? But I really liked the way that I wrote it. So I want to read it out, but it's a hella cliffhanger. I don't know how it ended though, so don't ask me. I wrote this a while ago. I wrote this 5 years ago. Holy crap, 5 years. Okay. Mystery, yeah, mystery. Okay. Prologue. Ariana couldn't breathe. She was choking, like she was inside a building ablaze, gasping against the noxious fumes, like a phantom was wrapping their icy fingers around her throat. Squeezing, until she was no more. Time seemed to slow, like gears pulling to a halt. She barely felt her own pounding heartbeat as she stared. It took many moments for her brain to catch up with her body as she stared at the body before her. She could recognize Amy's flamboyant pink hair in any crowd, the way she always wore dresses, and the heart locket adjoining her perfectly proportioned chest. But what Ariana couldn't recognize was the unearthly pale that had settled over her body. It was as if she was lifeless. At that thought, time sped back up at an alarming rate. Ariana barely registered what was happening as she screamed. Did she say any coherent words? Did someone come to help? How long was she screaming? The most important question was, is this a nightmare? But no matter how much Ariana screamed, cried, attacked the strange men trying to take her best friend away, and prayed, Amy was still dead, and she, alone. November 21st, 2031. Wait, okay, 20 o'clock. 20 o'clock is 8. Okay, it's 8:31 p.m. Why did I write the time like this? Okay. 18-year-old Ariana Winter found 19-year-old roommate Amelia Freeman hanging from a noose in their shared dormitory at Winston Private Academy. Cause of death, asphyxiation. After another student heard Miss Winter yelling, they called police. Authorities were quick to collect Miss Freeman's body. However, due to a panic-induced hysteria, Miss Winter attacked the police. She has since been taken into custody. Detective Kane Colton sat back in his chair, examining the pictures of evidence from the crime scene. One could infer this was suicide. However, murder. Colton whispered the word slowly, as if tasting how it felt. Yes, he knew there was something that just didn't add up about the case. He lazily gazed at the picture of Miss Ariana Winter he was given along with the case files. Perhaps he should talk to her. But that's it. That's all I wrote, so we never talked to her. That's it. That's all I wrote. He never talked to her. I didn't write the rest. Yeah. Yay, Pachi Pachi. Okay. And then everyone lived happily ever after. Exactly. Except those that didn't. Yeah, RIP Amy died right away. Okay, oh my god, I have another one with murder. Okay. Sorry, I wrote a lot of stories about people dying when I was younger. I don't know why. I can't explain this. Okay. Okay. One second. Okay, content is... This isn't cliffhanger. This is a short story, and it's murder. This one's not a detective one, but it was actually a prompt I was given in a writing class. So I wrote this for a writing class, and this was from a prompt that I was given. Oh yeah, fun fact, I used to take a lot of writing classes when I was younger, cause I wanted to be a writer. But then I grew up and I became a graphic designer / VTuber. You know how it goes. Anyways, this one is called Little Red Regrets. I wish I hadn't gone into the forest that day. I wish grandmother hadn't called for me. I wish I had listened to the villagers' warnings. I wish I hadn't gone into the forest that day. Little, that was everyone's nickname for me. What is it, sir? I asked, pulling my red hood over my head. You're not going into the forest, are you? A broad man asked, pointing at the patch of woods in front of me. Somewhere dark close. You write murder stories, as usual. Exactly. You get me a star lover. Okay. It's just a phase. It was a phase. It really was a phase. Okay. Yes, grandmother asked me to bring these herbs to her. Is there something amiss in the forest, sir? I asked, holding out my straw basket. Oh, of course. Haven't you heard? He asked. I shook my head. People had seen an ominous pair of eyes shining in mid-forest. They think it's a bear or something. Mid-forest? That's fine. Grandmother's house isn't that far in. I waved it off. Well, if you insist on going, me and some other merchants were planning on heading in later today. You could come with us, he suggested. No, grandmother's back is aching. She needs these now. I ran into the trees. I'll be fine. Wait, little. He tried to catch me, but I was too fast. I stopped by an especially large oak tree to catch my breath, but then I heard a twig snap. I turned to the sound. Nothing was there, but what the villager said was starting to get to me. I ran, full out sprinting to grandmother's small cottage. I knew the path by heart. I remembered playing at that tree there, swimming in that pond there, but something was wrong. There was a horrible feeling in my stomach. Maybe I should have waited and gone with the villagers. I stopped at grandmother's door, sweat pouring down my face. Something smelled funny, but I wanted to get away from the dangerous forest and into her warm cottage. Little did I know, I was running straight into danger. I pushed open the door. It was dark, but after my eyes adjusted for a second, I could make out grandmother lying on the ground with something over her. A beast. A huge wolf with shining red eyes, the color of grandmother's blood around my toes, the color of my hood. I knew in that moment I should run, but I was frozen in terror. I wished we could have stayed like that, suspended in time, always looking at each other in fear and in hunger. But time went on. The wolf launched itself at me, its huge fangs burrowing into my arm. I fell, the weight of the beast pulling me down. I cried out. My arm stung so much. I felt blinded by the pain, and my shoulder wasn't doing good either. I wanted the pain to go away. I wanted to be home in bed, waking up after a bad dream. The wolf stepped on me, causing me to gasp. It opened its jaws, and I closed my eyes, tears streaming down the side of my face. And in that last moment, I regretted. I knew that this was the end. That's it. That's the end. It's intentionally a cliffhanger. Yeah. Rip. Yeah, that was a prompt I had. To write a Little Red Riding Hood story, but I had to retell it in a way. And so I was like, okay, Little Red Riding Hood, except it's realistic and she's screwed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think next one I have more, you had prompts like this in school? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some were like you retold stories. Some were like you were given just a small prompt and told to write a story for it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Much cooler than the boring stuff we did. Oh, what kind of stuff did you do? I'm kind of curious now. Okay, retold. Oh my gosh, stop. I'm so sorry if that was really loud. Oh my god. Office is just freaking out at me. Okay, I don't think this has any murder. No. It's actually good. It's just okay writing. Not like my best, but I thought it was kind of interesting. No murder. Yeah, sorry, no murder in this next one. Analyze famous old texts or poems. Never did any story writing by yourself? No, story writing is so much fun. I love it so much. It's so much fun to do story writing. I think you do the best learning when you like story writing, and then other people can like critique it and whatnot. I like that at least. Okay, retold. So this is 2 different fairy tales that I retold. Okay, so starting with the first one. He was a nice and good prince. The poor man had done nothing wrong except read the wrong book. He was in the library one day. He pulled out a book. It was a black and white book and was extremely heavy. He felt a strange affinity with it. He knew he shouldn't have read it, but curiosity consumed him. It was a book of sins, and the one who opens it to be cursed. He felt his skin pull back, and his arms start to look strange, his eyes distorted, and when they cleared, he knew he was different. He was a beast. A prince couldn't lead anybody like that, so his mother sent him to one of their castles on the edge of the country until his curse broke. He wasn't allowed live servants in fear that he would devour them, so his mother enchanted the inanimate objects of the castle. At first, the prince was compliant with his fate. He had opened a forbidden book. It was only natural that he be exiled, but nobody ever came to see him. He was convinced that his mother had abandoned him. Thousands of years of staying in that castle caused him to be fuming with rage. And then the door creaked open, and a very beautiful young woman walked in. The end. I love reading stories, but can't write them myself. I have lost my ability to write them. These are all old stories. I want to get back into writing eventually, but I just have no ideas. But yeah. Writing is fun. At least I really enjoyed it when I was into it. Super into it, but okay. Alright, next one. Rumpelstiltskin was part of a dying race. Almost all of his family was hunted and wiped out, and his precious wife hadn't given birth for millennia. The race was similar to humans, but they used magic. However, magic wasn't an innate ability, it was learned. He had a plan to take a human baby to raise as his own. He made his way to a human village with that in mind. And there, he heard a man boldly declare, "My daughter can spin straw into gold." Rumpelstiltskin scoffed. That was an advanced technique that only ones who trained their entire life could do. But he was interested, so he followed the human as she made her way to the capital. But he was very disappointed to see she couldn't do it. He was about to leave her to her fate when an idea came to his head. He made a deal with her. He would spin the straw into gold, and she would give something she had to him. He'd started out small, like asking for her ring. And when she was out of everything precious, he said, "Then I shall have your firstborn." In fear for her life, she agreed. Years passed, and she finally gave birth, and when Rumpelstiltskin went to take her child, she begged him to stop. She offered him riches, but he wouldn't have it. But he did sympathize with her. He himself had lost his son many years ago, so he decided to give her a chance. "Then guess my name in 3 days' time," he said. He doubted she could do it. Rumpelstiltskin. He was outraged when she said it. How could she have figured it out? But a deal was a deal, and he backed down. Guess you're right, and I'll read it. Yay! Yeah, full-fledged stories is such a dauntingly big task. Poetry slams. Oh my gosh, I get what you mean. Yeah, I was super into poetry for a time too. It felt more approachable. Yeah, especially because like, I'm not too big of a fan of writing like short stories. I prefer like series, but it takes so much time to write a series and like plan it out and everything, and it's just so long. But I really do like series writing, and that's why all of my stuff is in cliffhangers, because I'm never able to finish series. But yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, what was the next one I was gonna read? What's the next one? This one. Oh, what was this one about again? Sometimes you just want to like, right, exactly. Sometimes you just want to get words on the paper, you know? Like if you have a good idea for some good prose. I don't think I read this one last time. I was planning on reading it last time. I don't think I read it last time. Okay, content. The writing is kind of bad, so I'm not gonna lie. and it has a cliffhanger. There. Alright, 1 second. Let me get some water and then I'll continue. Content warning, bad writing. Yeah, I thought I would warn you all that I'm not the best writer, and I wrote this years ago. Okay, give me a break. Okay. This one is called wait, I don't actually know how to pronounce it. Sire. I'm just gonna call it Sire. It's named after the main character. Anyways, Sire hugged his knees tighter to try and generate more warmth. The rocking of the ship was gently lulling him into a doze, but he didn't want to go to sleep yet. He wasn't going to sleep until they reached the next country. Oh, thank you so much, Sari. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll check that after stream. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay. He looked at his watch. The glass had cracked, but it was still readable. Only 54 hours to go, he breathed out. Sire thought back. He didn't want to, but that was the topic his mind kept wandering towards. I was framed. His father came running to the house that morning and said, "What?" Sire leapt up from his chair, surprised. "What are you talking about?" No time. His father ran over to his desk in the next room. Sire followed slowly, watching as he frantically opened drawers and flipped through papers. This guy at work, he... Knock, knock. He cursed and took out a pile of frayed papers. He handed them to Sire and forcefully pushed him under his desk. His father pushed his chair back, trapping Sire, and said, "Stay right there. Don't move. Those papers should be able to prove my innocence, okay?" "What? Dad, what's going on?" He smiled at Sire and unhooked a locket around his neck. His father pressed it into his hands and smiled. "I love you, and your mother does too." "I love you too," Sire said. At this time, he had such a bad feeling he felt like vomiting. His father nodded at him and took off just as someone started shouting through the front door. Immediately, Sire started hearing muffled voices. He leaned his ear against the desk to try and hear better, but it made no difference. Sire was tempted to leave, but his father told him not to. So he waited. He put the locket on around his neck and hid it under his shirt. He was shaking a lot, so it took a while to do so. He was scared. What was going to happen? They were nothing special. His father explored old caves for a living, selling anything valuable he found, and Sire worked by cleaning up an old nursery home when he wasn't in school. All the anxieties were starting to pile up, and Sire was starting to feel claustrophobic, so he focused on the locket. It was a locket that his father always wore. It had a picture of his father and his late mother, and a picture of him as a baby. Then he heard a footstep. The floor creaked, and Sire looked up to see a man walk into the room. At first the man didn't notice him, but when he did, he furrowed his eyebrows. He moved the chair and dragged Sire out by the arm. Hey! He protested and tried to pull back, but the man was much stronger than him. "Boss, he lied. There was a kid in here," the man announced as he was pulled into the front room. Sire's eyes widened when he saw his father was tied up and held down by two men. "Sire, no!" His father struggled, but in vain. "What's this?" Sire turned with a gasp and saw that the man had the papers that his father gave him, the supposed evidence. The man shrugged and without thinking twice threw it into the fire. Sire screamed, and a burst of energy flowed through him. He used his nail to cut the man. Blood started pouring out, and the man released his hold on his arm. Free, Sire ran out of the house. There were men outside waiting. With every bit of energy he had, Sire sprinted past them. He didn't stop until he was at the harbor, and then he begged the ship captain to let him ride his ship to the next country. In the small port town where he lived, everyone was friends, so he agreed. And as Sire settled in an abandoned hallway in the ship, he realized he'd left his father. Sire scanned his memories of the morning over his head many times. There must have been some clue to tell him what just happened. He stared at his hand. There was blood on it. Blood from that strange man. He flinched and frantically tried to wipe it off on his clothes. A slender hand took his and cleaned his hand with a silk white handkerchief. He looked up to see a girl with long, curly red hair and green eyes. She gasped and took her hand away. "Sorry, was that weird?" she asked. He shook his head and said, "Not at all." She cleaned the rest of his hand and sat next to him. "Thank you," Sire said. His hand looked sparkling. "Who are you?" She looked down. "I don't know." Sire furrowed his eyebrows. "How do you not know?" I don't know," she pointed down the hall. "I just woke up there. I don't remember anything." "Amnesia?" "Yeah, I think that's what it's called." She turned to him. "Anyways, enough about me. You seem to be troubled. What's wrong?" She seemed trustworthy enough, so Sire told her the story. "The locket," she said. "What about it?" Sire asked, and moved his hand over his chest where the locket was. "Why did your father give you it?" I don't know," he said. "Maybe because it was precious to him and he knew he was going to be taken away?" She looked thoughtful. "Maybe, but there might be a clue. Can you open it?" "It's nothing special." He opened it, and it had the same two pictures, one of his dad and mom, and one of him as a baby. She frowned at it for a while before her face lit up. Underneath the pictures. Sire didn't think there would be anything, but he decided to humor her. There was nothing under the picture of his dad and mom, but under his baby picture there was an engraving he never saw before. It was an engraving of a lotus flower with rivers and droplets coming from it. It was rather rigid, like an amateur was rushing to finish it, but it was still beautiful. The girl gasped. "I've seen that before." "Really? Where?" Sire asked. Finally, he felt like he was getting somewhere. She put a hand on her head. I don't remember. I'm sorry." "It's okay," he said, trying to hide his disappointment. He thought for a moment. Actually, it might be from one of the caves my father explored. He brought me to one once. There were a lot of engravings like this that he was rather fond of. "We have to look for it," she said, then gasped and covered her mouth. Looking shy, she said, "I mean, if you want me to come, you'd be great help. Plus, the engraving looks familiar to you. If you can remember, that would help me. But what do I call you?" I don't know. You can call me anything, I guess." "How about Jade? Like after your eyes," Sire suggested. She nodded. "I like it. Oh, but what is your name?" He was shocked he hadn't already introduced himself. "I'm Sire." "Nice to meet you," Jade said with a smile. That was the beginning of the two's journey, and also the end, because I never finished it. Yeah, that's all I wrote. Oh my god, rereading this, Jade seems so suspicious. Holy crap, she seems so suspicious. Like, why is she asking all these questions to this guy who was just being hunted? It's so suspicious. So suspicious. Okay, I need more water. Okay, this next one is just bad writing. It's just bad. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote it. I don't think I was completely serious when I wrote it. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. But I'm gonna read it on stream. Cause, reasons. Okay, it does finish though. It is just a short story. Okay, it's called The Bank. Annie was blind. Everyone thought that it was a disability, but Annie never thought of it like that. She thought of it being more like she gave up her ability to see to use telepathy. Yes, Annie could read minds, and she could control it. She never read minds unless she had to, which was actually pretty often since everything was black to Annie. I think I'd be way too ashamed. I'm ashamed too, okay? Actually, I had a community challenge, and everyone raised up enough points for me to do this. So now I have to. So yeah, I'm low-key being forced to do this, but I am having a good time. It's reminding me of how much I liked writing before, you know? Okay. And so she and her aunt and her cousin were at the bank. They were going to the zoo. Annie couldn't see the animals, but she liked listening to them and reading their muddled minds. They were inside the bank because the drive-thru was going through maintenance. What do you want to see first? Her cousin asked in her high-pitched voice. Annie was about to answer when she was pushed to the ground and she heard a clack and someone gasped. Clap for that challenge. Yeah, thanks, I love her. Anyways, okay. She quickly reached for the person's mind, but then she felt confused. Gibberish filled her head, kind of like what an animal's mind was like, but he was indeed saying words. I'm thankful for your community. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. That's what's most important. Okay. It took Annie a moment to realize he was speaking another language. What did he want? Was he a criminal? If so, she'd have to stop him. Annie was a black belt in karate. It's just so random. Like, by the way, Annie's a black belt in karate. That's why it's so bad. She's gonna chop your head off. Yeah, she's a black belt in karate. In my defense, I didn't know what a black belt meant. I just knew that it meant that she was hell powerful and could kick butt. Okay. With her ability to reach her target's mind, she could dodge attacks and hit their weak points. But if he wanted trouble, she wouldn't know what to do. Load this bag with money, the robber ordered in a thick accent. He was hard to hear through the screaming. Yeah. Annie's cousin begged her to run, but she stood up and faced the robber. She would have to find a way to stop him. Only she could. Stop, she demanded, holding out her hands like her sensei taught her. But she was shaking. She had no idea what he was going to do. She heard a step and did everything she could not to flinch. The foreign language in his head focused, and Annie knew he was going to do something. She heard wind, and an image popped into the robber's head for a second. It was of her getting hit on the side of the head with a gun. I'm sure only she could. I'm sure. Okay, my defense, my imagination wasn't that big. Annie was able to dodge just enough for her shoulder to get hit and not her head, but the force sent her to the ground. She heard... Wait, did that play at all? Did I accidentally turn that off? Okay. Well, wow. That didn't work. Okay, I accidentally had the volume for it off. It should work if you do it again, but I'll just do it instead. Wow. Wow. Wow, wait, can I like replay it? No, I can't. That's lame. I wish I could. Okay, anyways. She heard her cousin scream. She could definitely feel her shoulder stinging in the morning, but other than that, Annie was okay. More than okay. Now she knew how to deal with the robber. She stood back up. The robber seemed shocked. An image flashed in the robber's mind of him kicking her in the stomach, but Annie had just enough time to jump in the air and kick him instead. Kimmy is anime and she wowed checked out. Exactly, anime wow. He thought to move his hand to the trigger, but by now Annie was used to only reading the images in his mind and karate chopped the side of his neck. She then grabbed his wrist in a position that would make a grown man scream, which he did. Then the robber was filled with disbelief. Everyone that was at the bank was amazed. What they saw could only be called magic. The end. See, that's what I meant by I don't think I was completely serious when I wrote it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. That's the end. Okay. Okay, what was the next one? This one? Oh, I think this one's kind of long. I'm sure you're just saying that now. That we're not serious. I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't remember when I wrote that. I don't remember. But in reality, you were self-inserting into Amy. This is true. This is true. I had self-inserted in all of my characters because I was like, I want to have an adventure and have exciting things happen to me. And apparently my exciting thing of the day was I wanted to kick a robber's ass. So yeah, then I wrote a story about kicking a robber's ass. Who doesn't? Exactly. Exactly. Okay, what's the next one? This one. Okay, I think this one's kind of long. This one was another one based off of a prompt I did for my writing class. This one, it ends, right? Okay, yeah. I think it's just bad writing. Enjoyed your stories very much. Thank you so much for stopping by, Star Lover. Have a good night. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you later. Please be sure to follow this kick-ass stream on Twitter. Thanks for the plug, Sari. Thanks. Especially the Black Dog Karate. Yo, I was like, I'm gonna get through this whole story without bursting out laughing, but it didn't happen. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Okay. It was so funny. Okay, alright, this one is called The Diamond Necklace. Alright, hey David, a thin black-haired boy asked. Hey, what? A tiny blonde-haired boy asked back. Can I borrow your math notes? No way. David and his best friend Steve were on a packed school bus heading back home. Steve made a puppy dog face. Please, I'm gonna fail the test. Like I said, no way. Your fault for falling asleep in class. Aw, come on. You know what? Okay, fine. I'm no longer a princess. I hope you all have fun. Thanks, Sari. Or not Sari. Yeah, thanks Sari for the redeem. But thank you, Star Lover, for the kind message. Thank you. Okay. Come on. Steve playfully pushed David, but maybe a little too hard since David bumped into the person seated near the window next to them. Give me sleepwalking. I'm trying so hard right now. I've been reading so much. I don't think you understand. My mind is not big enough to read both Twitch comments and my story. Like, oh, by the way, I've been like revising on the fly. Like, I have so many grammatical errors that I have been revising on the fly. So my brain is working overtime. Give me a break. Okay. Clink. The two boys turned to apologize. Sitting next to them was one of the prettiest girls in their class. Ooh la la, Anna. Although to the elementary boys, that meant stay away. Sorry, David said, being the goody two-shoes that he was. No, it's fine, Anna muttered, and turned towards the window, her hair covering most of her face. The return of Clink, let's go. What do you mean, Clink? Are you talking about next week? Next week I'm gonna be starting Ocarina of Time, so y'all, let's go. David elbowed Steve. Way to go, he muttered. Yeah. At their bus stop, David invited Steve over to play games. I've got to study. Remember, I fell asleep in class? Steve said with a sigh. He liked goofing around, but at least he got serious when he needed to. Aw, that's lame, David lamented, digging into his backpack. He took out a spiral notebook. Here's my math notes, have fun. Yeah, sure, but thanks. He took the notebook and started jogging off. See, this is why I'm best friends with you. David shook his head with a chuckle and walked to his house, which was only a block or so away. Inside his room, he opened his backpack, hoping to start on his science homework. He poured the contents of his bag on his floor and was surprised to see a diamond necklace. At least, he was pretty sure it was a diamond necklace. David held it up to the light. The diamonds refracted the light onto the floor, making a rainbow. It was beautiful, and David wondered where it came from. Perhaps Anna had dropped it? David remembered hearing a clink sound when he bumped into her, so she might have dropped it into his open bag. He decided to ask her tomorrow. For now, he stored it under his bed. It was too expensive of a thing to bring to school, and if some bully found him holding it, who knows what they'd do. The next day at school, David was surprised to hear that Anna was out sick with a cold. It was the beginning of the school year, so a cold was kind of a rare thing. Phew, thanks for the notes. I think I aced the test, Steve conversed with David as they walked off the bus at the end of the day. Better have, David joked, but was then distracted by the sight of a young woman with very long brown hair and sapphire eyes. She must have been someone's mom. He was shocked when she started walking toward them. Excuse me, she asked, have you seen my diamond necklace anymore? I lost it on this bus yesterday, and I really need it. Sorry, I have no clue, Steve said. Actually, I know where it is, David said. It was in my bag last night. Steve gave him a, when were you gonna tell me, look. Really? The young woman asked. Can you please bring it here? Quickly, please. Sure, David nodded and started heading back to his house. Steve waved bye to him with a, you better explain this in detail later look. He jogged to his house and opened the door to find his mother staring sternly at him with a diamond necklace in her hands. Where did you get this? She asked. It was, you didn't steal it, did you? No, what are we going to do with you? Not send you to therapy? Put you on meds? Is this a message? Are you trying to say we're not good enough parents? Mom, stop. I didn't raise you to be a delinquent. Mom! David yelled, finally making her stop. I didn't steal it. I found it in my bag yesterday. I just found the woman it belonged to and was about to bring it back. Oh, in that case, she handed the necklace over to David. Mom! Yeah. Over to David, who promptly rushed out the door. You better, she yelled as he ran off. David made it back to the bus station, but couldn't see the young woman anywhere. He thought he was tricked for a second before someone walked out from behind a tree. It was an old woman. Did you bring the diamond necklace? She asked in her raspy voice. Yeah, where's the young woman that was here before? David asked, looking around. She went back home. She's my daughter. Oh, okay. They sat in silence for a few seconds. The old woman coughed. Can I please have the necklace? Yeah, sure. David walked up to her, handing the shiny piece of jewelry out to her. She took it with her shaky hands and put it on. David watched in awe as the older woman turned into the young woman he met only 15 minutes ago to his classmate he's known for years, Anna. She placed a finger over her mouth and winked. Let's keep this a secret, okay, David? He knew from that moment on that a curse had been placed on him. That was the first time he encountered a witch. Anna the witch. And in case anyone's wondering, yes, Steve did ace the test. Go, Steve. And that's the end. Okay. Before I continue, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to take a quick break. I will be back in like 2 minutes. Or what? Yeah, that was quite the twist, right? Yeah. Okay, I will be right back in like 2 minutes. So busy comparing. I'll try to reach Arcas. Thank you so much for stopping by, Faye. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, I will be right back in like 2 minutes. See you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that didn't take too long. Alright, let me pull up my next one. Okay, this one. This one, okay. This one is, let me do the content. Bad writing, it's really bad writing. What did I know last time, okay, I'll do incorrect Japanese setting, yeah. Those are the content warnings I'll have there. So this was another one that I wrote when I was, obsessed with everything Japan, or I'm doing the weeb one now. Yeah, it's the weeb one. Okay. It does not have correct Japanese. I didn't understand it. Naruto. I never did research on it. Yeah, so it's not that great. But you'll see. Okay, this is called The Human Stray. Alright? Oh, I forgot. There's another one. It's also a cliffhanger. There. It's also a cliffhanger. Wait, what's that? What's LXIV? Is that a Roman numeral? Oh, crap. I don't know what L is. 1000. I don't know. I give up. Is Roman numeral this? No, that's my one weakness is Roman numerals. How could you do this to me, Zero? How? 64? Oh. What's 64? Okay. Let me start the story. Okay. It's called The Human Stray. Prologue. The Akatsuki, the Chihiro, and the Hatsumi. Knock, knock, knock. I'm coming. Kiyomi Akatsuki called from her kitchen. She was preparing a breakfast of eggs for herself, her shoulder-length blonde hair flowing as she hummed. She quickly laid the eggs on a plate and shut off the burner. Who could it be? Kiyomi wondered as she answered the door with a simple hello. Standing in front of her was a beautiful stranger. She looked Kiyomi's age, 15, but still had a mature air about her. She was taller than small, little Kiyomi, had better curves, and had longer hair, much longer. Her majestic black hair was put up in twin tails and neatly brushed to the ground. Or nearly brushed the ground. Holy crap, Hatsune Miku. This stranger's long hair looked silly, and Kiyomi found herself wanting to stroke it. What? Oh, it looked silky. Also, what? You don't think that about strangers? Oh my god. God. Why did I write this? Okay, read it. Kimmy, read the next line. Hi, you're new here, right? Kiyomi was surprised to hear a high-pitched, childish voice. She hesitated for a moment before answering. Yes, I moved here a few days ago. Welcome to the neighborhood, she smiled, holding out a chocolate cream pie. So people actually do that? Kiyomi wondered a second before her mouth started watering. She loved chocolate. It might even be an addiction. You don't accept pie. You don't accept pie from strangers. Thank you. She grabbed the pie, trying not to look too excited about it. You're starting school today, right? The stranger asked, motioning to the school uniform Kiyomi was wearing that was identical to hers, a simple blue sailor uniform. Thankfully, the skirt wasn't extremely skimpy. Oh my god. And the students were allowed to wear shorts under them. They didn't say it, but the two were wearing shorts. Oh god, I'm cringing. Y'all, be down! This is my story. Okay, I know the thing about the skirt is, oh my god, when I found out in in Japan, how they wear skirts without shorts underneath, like, for the most part. I was so baffled, and I was like, how could they do that? That's so scandalous. And like, I just couldn't accept it in my mind. So even though I wanted a Japanese school setting, I was like, they're wearing shorts because they're not, you know, they're not scandalous like that. So I was like, they're wearing skirts or shorts under their skirts. And I had to put it there, even though like there's no point in that being in there. But I had to do it. Skirts must wear spats. I know, very say so. Yeah, I mean, back then I was like, I can't handle skirts with only panties underneath. There must be shorts too, so that's why I wrote that in, even though it's not really appropriate to put that there. And then, you know, the comment about the skirt being skimpy, I was like, there's no way anyone should be allowed to wear short skirts. There's a niche for that kind of stuff, Kimmy. I don't feel that way anymore. Okay? I'm like the exact opposite now. I'm like, hell yeah, mini skirt, let's go. So yeah, but yeah, that was the reason for that comment. I was, you know, a little, you know, uptight. Okay. Yes, Kiyomi said as she readjusted her red headband on top of her head. She was quite a shy girl. Well, I can escort you there if you want. Just ask me anything. The stranger pointed over to the house next to her. That's my house. My name is Akemi Chihiro. Also, I didn't write the surnames backwards. I didn't write it, not backwards. The surnames first. So it was first name and then surname that I wrote in this. But, you know, in Japanese, it's usually surname and first name. Nice to meet you. My name is Kiyomi Akatsuki, she said in her soft voice. Akatsuki? No way! Everyone's heard of the Akatsuki family. They're the richest in all of Japan. Hello there. Hi, Hyena. Welcome in. Welcome. I'm reading some of my old stories. This one's really bad. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm not an Akatsuki. Kiyomi shook her hands vigorously in front of her, while still managing to keep the pie safe. Akemi looked confused, so Kiyomi said, my surname has 2 eyes at the end of it instead of 1. Spelling Japanese surnames in English. So cringe. I didn't understand kanji at all at this point. I didn't even know hiragana or katakana when I wrote this story, okay? It's very inaccurate. Very inaccurate. And I didn't do any research. Because, I mean, in my defense, I didn't expect for future Kimmy to be reading this out loud in front of, you know, a bunch of people in the future. So, sorry past Kimmy for betraying your trust, but we're making fun of you now. Very Japanese, much Nihongo desu. I know, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. I see. Akemi paused for a second before she asked, I'm heading to school right now. Want to come? Kiyomi thought about the eggs that she left in the kitchen. She didn't want to waste them, but then again, she had a big supper last night, and Akemi would probably be able to show her to and around school. I'll be back in a second. Kiyomi walked back inside, put the eggs and her pie in her near-empty refrigerator, grabbed her bag, and walked outside, locking her door on the way out. Oh yeah, this was also the part of my writing career where I was like, I need to tell all of the details, everything. If somebody breathes, I need to clarify that. Which isn't the best writing, to be honest. I've learned. I wrote this a long time. Actually, what year did I write this in? This is, let's see, this is 7 years old. I wrote this 7 years ago. Yeah. I've definitely changed since then. Okay. Are you ready? Akemi asked. Kiyomi nodded in response. Let's go. Akemi then led them through alleyways and busy streets, even through a catwalk behind some people's houses. Kiyomi swayed on the catwalk. Her balance wasn't the best. Chihiro-san? No, not the sun. Yes, Akemi asked, skipping easily on the wall. Why are we on a catwalk? She asked as she swayed violently. Trust me, I tested when I was in middle school the quickest way to the high school. Really? Kiyomi stared at the sharp-looking bushes she could fall into at any time. She gulped. When they finally got to school, class began, and everyone standing up and introducing themselves. Even though Kiyomi just moved to the town, it was the first day of school for everyone. She was of transfer on the first day. Convenient. I'm Akemi Chihiro, 15. Nice to meet you. Akemi stood up since she was in front of Kiyomi. They sat at the row closest to the door. Not the window? No, this isn't correct. Oh my god, they need to have window seats because they're the protagonists. What the hell is this? Oh my god. This ain't anime. This isn't anime. I want a refund. We've been lied to. I know, right? What the hell? The class said the usual, nice to meet you, and Kiyomi chimed in quietly. Then it was Kiyomi's turn to introduce herself. She wasn't sure that she was thankful for being last to speak. It certainly didn't settle her nerves. She stood up and said, My name is Kiyomi Akatsuki. Nice to meet you. But the class didn't say their usual. Oh, I put they are usual. Of course I did grammar mistakes. Their usual, nice to meet you. Although a few did, the majority of the class started whispering and chatting about what they just heard. Akatsuki, really? Kiyomi caught one saying. No, my surname has 2 eyes, she protested, but her soft voice was lost in all the chatter. Quiet, class, the teacher, Hazuki-sensei, yelled above the noise. Silence filled the air. I don't know what you're mumbling about, but this here is an Akatsuki. The teacher wrote the correct spelling on the board, and the class let out a knowing, oh. Now, as for our lesson for today, Hazuki-sensei was interrupted by a girl's hand shooting up. He sighed. Yes. Lessons already, sensei. It's the first day, though, she said, blinking her long eyelashes. Yes, lessons already. If you have any complaints about my class, then take it up with the principal. Hazuki-sensei frowned before starting his lesson up again. The girl said nothing more, but pouted the rest of class. Okay, and then this is a skip. There's like a marker for a skip, a change scene. Okay. I'm leaving, mother. I will be alive and well, but I can no longer be with you. Expect some money to come to you. Your son, Kei Hatsumi. A young woman sobbed as she read the words. She knew he was acting weird these past couple of days, but the two were too busy with work and trying to stay alive, so she never confronted her son about it. So dramatic. It is. Just wait for it. Oh god. The woman was in her mid-30s, but she looked about in her 40s, maybe even 50s. Labor and grief had taken its toll on her. She was now hunched over, bawling. Her once beautiful blonde hair, now a dull grayish color, kept unkept down her back. Now she was all alone. Kei had decided to do it. He decided to do the test. His family was rewarded handsomely, and his mother could now rest up and not have to work. But he was not allowed to enter his home again. Was it worth it? He wondered, but it was too late now. Kei was once a handsome person. He had messy blonde hair, and he tried his best to keep organized and striking hazel eyes. But now he was... That's it. This one ended mid-sentence. This cliffhanger, mid-sentence. But now he was. That's the end. That's the end. To be honest, I didn't want to share this one at first because there are too many parts that I was cringing at, But oh my god, this end was so worth it. That was hilarious when I first read that. Like, I could not stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. I was like, oh my god, I really ended it right there. But now he was. And how it ends, now how he is, we have no idea. We'll never know. The world, we never know. But now he was. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. So yeah, that's the end of that story. Okay, what's the next one? This one? Where is it? Here. Okay, this one isn't a story. This is just some random things I wrote. Just some sentences, but I liked them. It's kind of interesting. So glad I couldn't sleep. I came here instead. I hope you get some sleep soon, though, Bertie. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I hope you get some sleep soon. Okay. I just named it Voices, so it's just a bunch of. I'm not going now. Well, yeah, I know, but eventually, you know, eventually. Okay, this one is just. It's okay running. Okay, rating. I just liked the way it sounded, so I wanted to include it. Okay. It was the most marvelous thing in the universe. The bright hues of colors sank into a beautiful crimson gradation on the horizon. It was a very dazzling sight. It took her breath away. It was pretty. The sun that was slowly setting was pretty. The light was bright. It shocked her. So like this is where I take one sentence and write it a bunch of different ways, basically. Okay. It was the most beautiful sunset ever. The sun slowly sank into the horizon. Boy, was it bright. It surprised her. How could a sunset be so breathtaking? It was just the sun hiding behind the earth, so how? And it was blindingly bright. It made her question, why? See that's a sunset. It's setting into the horizon, the furthest place you can see Earth on Earth. Isn't it bright? Takes my breath away. I mean, not literally, but still. The most beautiful thing on Earth, and it happens once a day. Don't you want to own those abstract hues of orange and red light? It's very cool. I'm sure you'll love it. Okay, and then this is the next one. This is the next prompt. The spikes on it seemed like it might have injured you, but it was surprisingly dull, and on the top of the spiked stem was a minuscule violet flower, just wishing to be noticed. It seemed like such a special, precious thing. Looks at the sun, isn't that right? Yeah, pretty much that sentence, but like 6 different times. There were spikes on the stem, but they were harmless, and on top of that stem was a tiny purple flower. It looked pretty. I can't get enough of these spiky stems, or the small flower on top. It's very exciting. Hard Sage, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Welcome in, welcome. I'm reading some of my old stories right now. Welcome in, I hope you're having a good day. There were spikes on the stem, but did you know they couldn't harm you? And that tiny purple flowers grow on this plant? I prefer it myself. Hey, this is a rosemary plant. Those spike things won't hurt you. Touch them if you want. They actually taste good in tomato foods. But don't eat the purple flowers. Do you like this plant? I do. This plant may seem like it hurts you, but it's harmless. Can you resist those tiny flowers? I can't, but come buy one now. I know I will. Yeah, that one was about rosemary. Okay. So those were all of the stories that I was planning to read on stream. I do have a few more that just back up, and I think I'll go for a little bit while more. I think I want to read this one. I don't know how good it is. I wrote this one a long time ago. Let's see. Yeah, this one was another one that I wrote like 7 years ago. Okay. It is okay. I think I'll read this one. And see how I feel afterwards. I might end there because I don't really have too many other stories other than like my super long ones that I don't feel like reading now. Maybe I'll have another challenge for those. But like, listen or like believe me when I say they're very boring. So I don't know if I want to read them. But maybe I'll have a community challenge later for them. But okay. This one is bad writing. It is also a cliffhanger. But there are dragons, so that's cool. Okay, this one is called Volcano Dragon. Oh god, this one's not that good. This one is not that good. Okay. Okay. Chapter 1. Fire Village and the Flaming Mountain. When will I be able to go out and play, Mommy? Will those friends of Daddy's be coming back soon? Not that good. I'm listening. Oh no. Oh, do not perceive. It's so hot. Listen, Lynn. The Flaming Mountain isn't safe. Don't go near it. And don't go outside the metal buildings when it feels this hot, okay? What's this all of a sudden? Okay? Pinky swear. Okay, I swear. Good. It's kind of hot today. 12-year-old Lynn wiped her forehead with the back of her feet. 12 years old? I used to make my main character so young. Oh my god. 12 years old, she's practically a baby. What the hell? Okay. With her other hand was holding a basket that used to be full of food. But after giving them out to the unemployed villagers, it was left light and empty. Like every anime. True. This was my peak of years, weeb years. You tend to make characters your own age. I don't even know how old I was this year. No, this was kind of old for this year too. Holy crap. Oops. I think this was yeah. But yeah, that's true. I mean, now that I'm an adult, I'm I only have adult characters. But I know when I was a teenager, I would have teenage characters. It would be a bunch of different years. But all around teenage years. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, anyways. She didn't mind the heat of this day though. It was much hotter on the days when the men go to the Flaming Mountain to destroy the dragon. Fire in the shape of water would come down to the village, and the men that left to fight the dragon are never seen again. Miss Lynn! The girl turned around to see Hilf. Her father's errand. Wait a second. Hilf? Wait. Where is this story? Okay, there was a story that I read last time called Taco Bane. That was actually a really good story. Okay, I actually like this story. But I'm pretty sure there was a guy named Hilf. Yeah! Oh my god. I have a character by the same name. Okay, in this story called Taco Bane. Hilf. Yes, Hilf. It's spelled like that. Anyways, in this story, he was a wizard, right? In Taco Bane, he was a wizard. But in this one, in Volcano Dragon, I guess this is her father's errand boy. So this was was this Hilf before Hilf was a wizard? You're wizard Hilf. Was this Hilf before Hilf was a wizard? He was an errand boy. In a different series. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if I actually did that, considering when I was younger, I really liked Clamp's work, and I was like, okay, I will reuse characters in some works and put them in other works and whatnot. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I did. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. She was the Fire Village chief's daughter, so she was used to hearing herself addressed as such. She actually liked it because it made her seem more mature. Yes, Hilf, she asked, trying to imitate her mom. She always liked how grown-up and calm her mom was. The only time I've seen her panic was that day 5 years ago in that bunker. The chief asked me to check on you. Have you finished your rounds? Hilf asked. Yes, see? She held up her empty basket for him to see. Their village always had the custom of sharing all the food, so Lynn was tasked with the job to deliver it equally. Although there was significantly less food that day, even though it was near harvest season, they had a bad year. A drowned field here, a pillaged field there. Good, Hilf nodded and turned to go off, but Lynn grabbed his arm, stopping him. Wait, I want to see Father. Oh, okay. Suddenly timid, the boy started leading her back to her house. Fire Village was squeezed in between the flaming mountain and the sea, leaving little room for fields. Her father thought that if they got rid of the dragon, they could safely move the fields closer to the mountain, and that the mountain would stop leaking fire, but Lynn didn't think that. Once they arrived at her house, they traveled to the back entrance, past the library part of the house. That was where her father met with villagers. At the door, Hilf nodded. Hilf? She heard her father's voice call through the wall. Yes. Come in. Instead of Hilf opening the door, Lynn did. Thanks, Father, she said, enjoying his brief, surprised look. She sat down on the chair across where he was sitting on his small table. What can I do for you, Lynn? Her father asked, glancing at Hilf, who was still by the door and shifting his weight awkwardly from one foot to the other, a bad habit of his. It's about the flaming mountains, she stated. Her father sighed. Not again. But I don't think that fighting the dragon is the right thing to do, she continued, louder. Lynn. Maybe the mountain is spewing fire because they're making the dragon angry. Lynn! If we leave it alone, wouldn't the fire stop? Quiet, her father yelled. Lynn clamped her mouth shut. Her face felt hot, but from what she didn't know. I will hear no more about your ideals concerning the flaming mountains, and you will not poke your nose in any further. I thought I made myself clear last time. This is a matter for adults only. Please don't say that, Lynn thought. Those words hurt her the most and angered her. She quickly ran out, feeling both sadness and anger. Her house was the closest one to the northern outskirts of the village, meaning it was closest to the flaming mountains. An idea came into her head. I'll prove Father wrong. I'll talk to this dragon myself, and if I'm wrong, I'll beat up this dragon myself, she thought with hard resolve, and walked out of the village. Lynn gasped. The mountain wasn't very hard to climb. It gradually went up, so although it took a long time to get anywhere, at least she wasn't climbing up cliffs. But the higher she went, the hotter it got, and the less she felt like meeting the dragon. Lynn wanted nothing more than to cut off her long, dark hair and strip off her clothes. Better yet, she thought, I want to be on an iceberg. She'd never been on one before, but now felt like a nice time to try. But she had to go on to prove her father wrong. She took a step, but her body shifted dangerously to the right, and the next thing she knew, she had rolled down 3 feet. After lying there, waiting for various bruises that she just got to stop throbbing, she lifted her left arm, which was especially sore. On it, a long cut across the length of her forearm. It hurt. Wait, that's an incomplete sentence. On it, a long cut across the length of her forearm. Whatever. Lynn sniffled. She wanted to be in the adult talk and help everyone out, but she wanted to be mature. But if I want to cry because of something like this, I must not be very mature. Maybe I should go back, she said out loud, her voice slightly dry. She was feeling regret now. The villagers, not to mention her father, would be furious that she went to the flaming mountain. She would probably be punished, and worst of all, she broke the promise she made with her mother 5 years ago in that bunker. But she felt sore, and getting up would make it worse. It's hot, Lynn muttered. I should get up and go back. She thought this and was about to follow through when she noticed a red dot in the sky. She could see it clearly since she was on her back. The dot drew bigger, and soon she was able to make out a large bat
make out large bat-like wings coming from either side of the torso. The dragon, she thought with excitement. Now I can prove my father wrong. But suddenly she felt dread towards the descending dragon. If her father was actually right about the dragon, then she could be killed. I should run. But she was frozen in terror. And so the dragon landed 10 feet away from her, shaking the ground from the impact. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, she repeated in her head. Then it spoke, interrupting her thoughts. She was surprised it spoke words she understood, even though she hadn't gone there to speak with it. Although it was gravelly sounding and loud. Did you come here to fight me? At first, Lynn couldn't speak, but out of fear she forced the words out. No, I can't even stand up. The dragon observed her wide-eyed look for a while before swinging its tail towards her. Its tail was rather spikeless, except for one straight-pointed one at the end. Lynn thought that it would be her last observation since it looked like the dragon was about to kill her, but instead the dragon wrapped its tail behind her and lifted her up. Oh, she muttered in surprise, as her stiff legs got used to supporting her again. Thank you. Now that she got a better look, the dragon seemed to be twice as tall as her. It had vein-like orange designs running across the front of its torso, and its scales shone the color of blood. No, not blood, Lynn thought. Fire. If you haven't come here to fight me, why have you come? The dragon asked. What can I say? Lynn wondered. Could she really lead off with asking why the mountain spewed fire? I came to talk. That's it. The conversation ended because I never wrote anymore. That's all. Yeah, that's all. That is all I wrote for that one. But yeah, I was like, another cliffhanger. Yeah, they're all cliffhangers. They're all cliffhangers. They are all cliffhangers. Yeah, I was actually the story I was most invested in so far. Okay, wait, do I have a link to my YouTube? No, why would I do this? Okay, I'm a dum-dum, but here's my socials link, and there's my YouTube. On my YouTube, I actually have part 1, and there are a lot more interesting stories, like, especially if you like dragons and whatnot. There's one that I read out right away, in that one, called Violet, that's, like, way better, but yeah, this story, I don't know, I guess I thought it was bad because it wasn't, like, exactly what I imagined, but actually, rereading it, it's not too bad. I actually kind of like, I like Lynn's, like, how she's young, right? But she wants to be mature, and then she always gets so offended when people don't call her mature, and then she goes off and does immature things. I actually kind of like that. Yeah, but, it would not be the most innovative or anything. Yeah. But the world seems interesting. Exactly, yeah. That's what I tried with world building. I was actually pretty invested with the story. Like, I remember at the time, I actually made a lot of the story. I don't remember any of it now, but I do remember, like, I planned out this story to be pretty long, and I don't know, I think I even had an ending. Like, I had a lot that I had planned before I even started writing, and, like, I even drew art for this series. I don't know if I can maybe find it. Like, I even learned how to draw dragons for this series. I learned how to draw dragons for this series. Like, I was very invested. Then, I never wrote past this. And then now I reread it and I'm like, it could be so much better. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun reading these out today. I don't really have any more, to be honest. Everything else that I have, I like too old and too boring. I don't know. I don't want to put you guys to sleep. Maybe I should have a stream one day where I'm just like boring stories. Really boring stories. And some of them I'm like, I physically cringe so much I can't finish reading it on my own. Like me, myself, personally. Yeah, I had a fun time. Boring sleepies. Boring story sleepies. Exactly. What would it take to get you to read them? Oh my god, maybe another community challenge? I would probably, instead of 50,000, I'd do 100,000. Yeah, that one. Because, like, not only do I have to, like, read it out to all of you guys, I have to read it on my own, too, to, like, look for these content warnings and whatnot, you know? And it's just so hard. It's so hard. I like physically cringe so much. It's so hard. But I mean, if you guys are really interested, I guess I could start another community challenge. Or maybe, you know, I'm having a subathon next month, so maybe I'll just have it as the thing there. What kind of challenge? It would be a channel point challenge. So basically, like, if everyone can pitch in enough channel points, like, it would probably be 100,000 in 1 month, then, you know, I'll read it. Like, last time I had a community challenge where it was 50,000 channel points, and I got it in like a week, and I was like, oh my god, you guys, why? This is how Kimmy keeps the R away. 0, don't call me out. It's so true though, it's so true though. But yeah, reading all these stories really do remind me of how much I really enjoyed writing. And I want to get back into it one day, but I don't know, I have 0 ideas. I mean, I kind of had an idea for something, but then I ran out of ideas. Like, you know, I'm like the starter idea kind of gal. Like, I have good beginnings, but I don't know how to write any middles, and I definitely don't know how to write endings. NaNoWriMo is starting. Oh my god, you're right, but I have no ideas. Guys, I have 2 days to come up with ideas for NaNoWriMo. It starts November 1st. Best ending is everybody that's the easiest ending. that's the 0 effort. Everybody is dead, and there's nothing to be invested anymore. Stop reading. That one. I like that one. That one is so easy. But yeah, oh my god. There was like a document that I had before. Oh, thank you for the redeem, North. Thank you. There was like new anime season. Oh yes, new anime season. Oh my god. I need to like actually check out the new animes. Cutie. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I can't wait to rate her. I'm probably gonna have another waifu redeem stream too. A book about a past princess who drank radioactive soup and got soup powers. No, I can't. 0, I can't write non-fiction. Pretty disappointed with the current anime season. I haven't watched anime in like a year. It's so bad. I've like, as soon as I discovered VTubers, I was like, what is anime? I still read like a lot of manga and light novels, like probably an unhealthy amount considering my bank account. But anime, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what that is. I haven't watched any anime in a good while either. Maybe I'll have like a watch along sometime, but I don't know. I would have to find something I'm like really invested in, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to pay attention. But yeah, oh my god, I found like, I didn't read it out because it wasn't a proper story, but I found out Movie Nights, yeah! Oh, I have another story. Oh my god, before I go, I have another story, but first, my other story. Oh my god. All I want to do is Saucers on, let's go! Be good ones. There are way too many anime this season. Really? I haven't even looked, so I'm excited to look. I'll probably do that later tonight. But okay, there was literally like this story that I had planned out, right? And I was like, okay, before I write any of this, I'm just gonna write out the whole like storyboard of the whole story, right? I'm gonna get it all planned out. And so then I started writing it, and then I got to the ending, and I was like, what do I write? What are endings? How do I write them? And like, literally, one of them was like I wrote like 10 variations of the ending. I didn't like any of them. One of them was like, it was all a dream. One of them was like, the main character sacrifices herself and everybody is saved. And another one is like, everybody died and nothing has any meaning and I give up. I can't write this ending. I give up. Yeah. Why all these shitty endings? I couldn't think of any endings. I think of all of the stories I've written, other than my short stories, I feel like my short stories have pretty decent endings. Like, they actually have kind of exciting endings. I think of my series, I have finished a grand total of 1 series. I haven't read it out on stream. I actually have it posted on the internet somewhere under a username nobody would be able to guess. But I don't really want anybody to find it. So that's why I haven't read it out on stream. I guess I could always dig up that old account and delete it or something. I don't think anybody's reading it anymore. But yeah, it was 1 ending and it was so bad. It was so obvious. I was like, I don't know how to write an ending, so then I just like wrote something random. But it wasn't. Actually, I have it up. 1 second. I don't even remember what the ending was, other than it was really bad and I was disappointed, but it was like 30 some chapters, so I was like, I give up. Freak. Secret trick, just don't end it. That's what I do with most of my stories. And aren't cliffhangers exciting? Oh my god. And also, I can't read this story because I wrote the whole story out in Comic Sans. Any writers nowadays seem to follow this. Oh my god, that's so true. That's like games and whatnot too. And like movies, they're like, oh, it's an ending. Just kidding. It's a cliffhanger setting up for a sequel. Let's go. And it's like, I don't want any more sequel. Holy shit. This is 300 pages. I'm not reading this. Oh, okay. I see. The ending was a title drop. I just title dropped the ending. The ending was a title drop. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so long. I didn't realize I wrote that much. I think the only reason why I finished this is because I uploaded it online. It's because I uploaded it chapter by chapter online. And there was like 1 person who liked it. Like every single one of the chapters. So I was like, I need to do it for this 1 person. 300 pages? Yes. 300 pages, 12 point, single spaced Comic Sans. Specifically, it is 364. It's very long, and I don't want to read it. Of course, Comic Sans. Yeah! Single space. Yes, single space. It is very long, and it's not good. It's like comedy, but it's not good comedy. And then it gets really serious out of the blue. And a lot of it is self-inserting, which is embarrassing, and I don't want to read that. And, yeah, it's very tropey, and it's not good. It's not good. So I don't want to read this. Don't make me. Don't make me. This one, no. This one would actually have to be like a series or something. I can't read this all in 1 stream if I do read it out. And this one would not be channel points. This one would be a donation goal. You would have to pay me to read this, because this is basically like, hey, Kimmy, read the most embarrassing story you've ever written. You need help. Hey, I can't take responsibility for something that like Kimmy of so many years ago did, okay? Excuse me. Sorry, I can't stay today, but I hope you're having a good stream. Thanks so much for stopping by, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. Help for reading this? Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, like, maybe I can get some VTuber friends and be like, hey, can you voice act? Actually, no. I don't want to show this to anyone. I'm embarrassed. But yeah, if I do end up reading it on stream, like, cause I am having a subathon next month, I could make this a redeem. Like, I might combust from embarrassment, but if it's for the people, maybe it's worth it. But yeah, this would be a series. I can't read this all in 1 stream. This would be like, I don't know, it would have to be at least like 5 parts, I would think, because it's so long. Oh my god, it's so long. But yeah, maybe eventually. Okay, what was the other story I wanted to tell? What was it? I'm trying to go back through like chat. Tell me what reminded me of it. Man, I don't remember. I think it was something about my manager, but I don't remember at all. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Oh well. Bada, welcome in. You give me great ideas for if I ever become a VTuber. Oh my god, are you gonna read your stories? If you do, you have to tell me. You have to like DM me and be like, I'm reading my stories on stream. And so I'm like, please, somebody else do it too. Pada, welcome in, Pada. Sure. Yes, I need somebody else to feel this too. This embarrassment. Hi, Pada, welcome in. I'm like pretty much ending, but how are you doing? I'm just sort of like Zatsudaning as I try and remember what I wanted to say. I don't remember at all. What the hell? What did I want to say? I came too late. Yeah, I'm sorry. I already went through a lot of stories today, but I will have how long day today? Otsupada, I hope you get some rest. Yeah, get lots of rest. I will have this VOD up afterwards if you did want to like rewatch it, and I'll be uploading it to YouTube too, so you don't have to worry about like never seeing it. What's the gimme? Thank you, Pada. Okay, yo, I can't remember what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, okay, from movie night. Oh my god, so today my manager started singing something. And she was like, man, now I want to watch The Little Mermaid again. And I was like, oh, is that what that's from? And she turned to me and she had this offended look on her face. And she was like, you didn't recognize that? And I was like, I never watched The Little Mermaid. And she was like, oh, you never watched The Little Mermaid? And I'm like, no. And she was like, please tell me you watched The Lion King. And I was like, no, I never watched The Lion King. She was like, what? She was just sad too. I've never watched The Little Mermaid. I barely watched any Disney when I was a kid. I think the only Disney thing I really watched when I was a kid was Cinderella, because I was obsessed with Cinderella. How dare you? Yeah, she was just so upset. She was like, how could you not watch that? How could you? And then she was like, okay, well, have you watched Snow White? And I'm like, no. She was like, Beauty and the Beast? And I was like, yes, actually, I watched it like 2 years ago with my friends. Watch Mulan or Dishonor on your cow. Oh, I've been interested in Mulan. Yeah, I actually do want to watch that one. I don't get the big deal about not watching Disney movies. Same, I don't really understand like why she was just so like upset. She was like, okay, I'm buying you The Little Mermaid after work. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm buying the DVD and I'm giving it to you and it's your homework to watch it. And like, Frozen, best movie of all time. Yo, I love Frozen so much. You're so right. I love Frozen. It's so good. Okay, but like Tangled is my favorite Disney movie. It's like Mulan and Tangled best. Yeah, Tangled. I love Tangled so much. I watched it like 5 times. It's so good. But yeah, she was like, so just so you know, for Christmas, I'm getting you a bunch of Disney movies. I have to rewatch Tangled because I fell asleep. Yeah, Tangled is so good. Tangled does seem like a Kimmy kind of movie. Yo, I love it. It's so good. Oh man, now I want to rewatch Tangled. Anyways, if my manager actually does get me like the Little Mermaid movie or whatever, I was kind of thinking about having like a Discord movie night like trying to figure out how that works, because you know, way back in my debut, almost 6 months ago. Yikes, that's been a while. But anyways, way back in my debut, almost 6 months ago, I very much remember somebody asking me if I would do like Discord watch-alongs and whatnot, and I was like, sure, I'll think about it, and then I never did it. And so I was like, maybe I should figure out how to do that. It sounds like kind of fun. So yeah, we'll see. I would have to figure out how that works, and like my computer doesn't even have a DVD drive, so I might have to go from my laptop or something. We'll have to see. Yeah. So, oh, I guess I can get rid of this because I'm not doing any stories, so yeah. That's what happened with my manager today. And then also she played the entire soundtrack from The Little Mermaid for me to hear. And she was like, you need to hear all these songs. And then she was like, okay, this song played when this was happening. And then she was like, oh, but I won't tell you any spoilers, but like this and this. And I was like, oh, okay. I think Minami does them, so maybe you can ask her. Yeah, I'll probably ask her. I know she did, I was trying to make it to one of her watch-alongs. I think it was for the, Mid-Autumn Festival that I was trying to make it to, and I fell asleep. I felt so bad. And I was trying to get ideas from her. I miss Mina. Yeah, me too. She's coming back in November, though. Yeah, she's coming back in November, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, it's been so busy for her. Been so busy. I hope she's doing well. Yeah, super excited for that. November is gonna be a bunch of big days. Oh my god, I just realized, okay, I was like, okay, I'm having a subathon in November and I have yet to actually finish planning any of it. Oh my god, I need to do that. Fun fact, I met Ariel's voice actor in person before. Bada! How does it feel to meet a celebrity? That's amazing. Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of cool. That's so cool. Awesome. I hope it was a lot of fun. That's so cool. It was amazing. Awesome. That's so cool. She said I had a pretty smile. Bless her, that's so sweet. Oh, it's like the best thing ever to compliment someone's smile. That's so cute. That's adorable. I'm like fangirling, but I can't scream because I have my gain so high up because I'm trying to speak softly, but it's like impossible because I have like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally understand that. Waiting for November to roll around so I can pay Rosen for a scab of mine and redacted. Redacted. Also scab. Let's go scab. Oh my gosh. Soft-spoken screaming. That's pretty much my my streams. Redacted. I gotta know the redacted. But yeah, pretty much I am a screaming gremlin. And yeah, Sarah, you gotta tell us. You can't just leave us like that. You won't see anything until January. Okay, I understand. I'll wait until January. Oh my god, that's like so long from now. But it's okay. I have patience. I will patiently, not so patiently wait. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like occasionally I will comment on like some people from Niji Sanji. I'll like comment on their posts and then they would like my reply and I'd be like, oh my god, they noticed me. Wait, that's like next year. Oh my god, that is next year. Yo, what's 2022 gonna be like? Patiently waiting as I tap my foot and cross my arms a bit. Pada, oh my god, I imagine that so vividly. Like your arms crossed and then your tiny burb nubbly just tapping on the floor. The little burb nubbly is so cute. Oh my god. That's such a cute image. Thank you for blessing me with that mental image, Bada. I like 3 months away. It's for someone's anniversary. Saying anyone would give it away. Oh, I see. Glad you enjoyed it. Yes. Yes, I very much did. Thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm so tired. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this weekend. Does anybody have plans for Halloween, by the way? Anyone have any exciting plans? First official production. Let's go, Sari! Official production. That's so fancy. Let's go. This Halloween I have 0 plans. Poggers. This Halloween I have 0 plans. I didn't buy a costume or anything. I wish I had plans. My plans are watching VTubers. Ray's debut is on Halloween. Oh yeah, that's right! Ray! Let's go! Wait, can I get a shot for Ray? Ray Raven, right? Cause like Ray had that little teaser. Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go. Ray, yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can get their ad. I know, I'm so excited. Let's go. Let me see. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to find. Oh, thank you, Pada. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so then I can do shout out. Hey. Thank you. It's so hard to find individual people on Twitch. It's so hard. And the costume party is going to a pub crawl with a friend. Have fun! Oh my gosh, they'll probably have like a lot of themed drinks. I know like around here, like pubs and whatnot have a lot of themed drinks. It's really cool. Like the eyeball cocktails and whatnot. Those are pretty fun. Sounds like fun. Take care. Yeah, take care. Sounds like a lot of fun. It's always fun to go with friends too. Yeah, I'll probably watch VTubers. Honestly, it's boring, but I need to clean my closet. Since I moved into this apartment, I have done nothing but throw all of my useless crap into my closet, and now it is overflowing, and I feel embarrassed. Like, as an adult, I should do better. This is literally the tactic of a child, to shove all of the dirty things into the closet and then close it and then say like, hey, I cleaned my room, Mom. And then Mom comes in and is like, that's very nice, and then opens the closet and then everything comically pours out. That's like the case of my closet, and I need to do better as an adult and as a role model to literally no one but, you know, to myself. This is a call out post to myself. And that's my plans for the weekend. As long as you never have people over, you don't need to clean. Yo, that's so big brain, let's go. Never invite anyone over. Okay, but my problem is that people just come over. Like, my parents will be like, I'm here, and I'm like, I'm not ready for you. Oh my god. Okay, so, fun fact, I have a booba mouse pad because my wrist has issues. Lock your door. Well, I do, but like I can't just say no to my parents, you know? When you act like you ain't home, just turn off all the lights, completely silent, go hide in the closet that's overflowing. Okay, but I have a booba mouse pad, yes, because it's very comfy on my wrist, okay? It's very ergonomic or aerodynamic, or I don't know what is the name for it. It's good for your wrist, okay? A booba nice mouth pad is good for your wrist, okay? And I'm supporting my streamer, okay? Don't look at me like I'm a deviant. But anyways, so I got the mouse pad, aerodynamic, okay? Guys, I'm trying to tell a story. Anyways, there's a research paper on. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Unfortunately. But anyways, so it does actually really help my wrist, because you know, I have carpal tunnel in my wrist, so sometimes it really hurts, but it really helps to have something to rest it against, you know, a pair of honkers. But anyways. But anyways, so one day my dad comes over. I don't even remember why he was over. I don't remember. One day my dad comes over, right? He comes over and I wasn't really expecting him. But I was sitting at my computer. I was doing something. And then I think I was just on my phone. I was sitting at my computer desk on my phone. And like, he was talking to my brother. So I was just kind of ignoring them on my phone. And then I realized I never hid my booba mouse pad. It was right there in front of him. I didn't hide the mouse pad. And as I noticed that, like, my brother is talking to him, and I quickly grab the mouse pad, I shove it in my drawer, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope he didn't see that, because he would have too many questions and would not be understanding. And you start putting the mouse pad. No, oh my god, he would yell at me so much. Oh my god, he would get so offended. He would be like, you have a booba mouse pad in this good Christian household. And I'd be like, it's not your house, Dad. Oh man. But he didn't say anything about it, so I think he didn't notice. Or if he did, he was just too baffled and he has already disowned me. So yeah, there's a funny story. Yeah, that was fun. I really hope he did not see it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't see it. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have cared if he got mad. I would have been like, whatever, Dad. But yeah, maybe he has his own. He doesn't know what anime is. He doesn't understand anime. He doesn't know what it is. I highly doubt he has one. I highly doubt it. It'd be cool if he did know what anime was, but no. All parents know. He has a wife though. Yes. His wife is my mother, but they don't really get along. So yeah. He has a hidden second otaku life. Yo, that would actually be really really fun. That'd be pretty cool. But no, that like he does know that like me and my brother are into this like weird Japanese cartoon stuff. Like we've watched anime in front of our parents before. Like they know the gist of what it is, but they just don't understand. They don't understand like it on a deep level, you know? On a like, I want to buy all of this merch because it has cute anime girls kind of level, you know? Yeah, that's fine. I don't want them being into anime and then finding VTubers and then finding me, because that would be really, really, really bad. They don't know. They don't need to know what it's like. What I'm like when I'm cheerful. Then again, they probably wouldn't recognize me because they'd be like, who is this? My daughter doesn't sound that alive. Because when I talk to them, I kind of sound dead inside. But yeah, okay. I don't really have any other stories. I'll probably find somebody to raid. This stream was a lot of fun. Like, so much fun. I had a great time and I really enjoyed sharing my stories and chatting with all of you. And, you know, all that. Direct the raid. Thank you, Zero. Thank you for helping me. I don't know who to raid ever. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you. Hi, Toka. Oh my god, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. We're just ending now, but I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping in. And okay, we'll rate this person. Broom, alright. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for coming in, everyone. Yes. Okay, let me start the raid. Alright. Yep, there's one for the sub raid and then another one for no sub raid. So if you don't have a sub, use the one for the no sub, you know how it works. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'll have my schedule up on my Twitter. Let me just link my socials again. I'll have my schedule up on my Twitter on Sunday. yeah, so I'm taking a break tomorrow, but on Sunday I'll have my schedule up, and I'll probably stream next on Monday. I think I'm gonna be playing Babby Ribby that day, so look forward to it. Yeah. Alright, thank you so much for coming, everybody. I hope you all have a great day, great night, whatever time it is for you, and bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.